Welcome to the Sci-Fi Cosmic Conquest channel. We use the latest AI technology to bring your imagination to life through glorious sci-fi stories. Join us on journeys to the far reaches of the universe and witness the survival of humanity. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Sin's eyes, enhanced with night vision and thermal imaging, scanned the darkening horizon. The mission was simple: assess the planet for strategic value. Yet the unknowns loomed large, a reminder that in the cosmos, arrogance was often met with swift retribution.
The Story of Sin Part 5. The Unknown. Deep in the vacuum of space, aboard the reconnaissance vessel Nightingale, Major Samuel Nelson, codenamed Sin, prepared for descent onto a planet yet unnamed, marked only by its coordinates in the vast expanse of the universe. Known among his peers as an AI-enhanced assassin, Sin's capabilities far exceeded those of a regular soldier. Equipped with neural implants, he could detect deceit, assess threats with uncanny accuracy, and engage in combat with lethal precision. His body was a marvel of military engineering fibers and circuits woven into muscle and bone, sensors replacing senses, making him more than human, perhaps less, depending on one's philosophy. His AI, Athena, was his constant companion, integrated so deeply within his mind that their conversations were seamless, almost natural. Major, all systems are optimal for descent. Atmospheric readings suggest a Class M planet, breathable but with elevated nocturnal predator activity. Athena's voice chimed in his head, as clinical and emotionless as the machines that had built them both. Keep the sensory array on high alert, Athena. We're not just surveyors, we're the first line of defense, Sin replied, his voice a calm monotone, belying the alertness that thrummed through his circuits. As the Nightingale pierced the planet's atmosphere, flames licking its hull, Sin's eyes, enhanced with night vision and thermal imaging, scanned the darkening horizon. The mission was simple: assess the planet for strategic value. Yet the unknowns loomed large, a reminder that in the cosmos, arrogance was often met with swift retribution. Chapter 1: Contact. The landing was smooth, the Nightingale settling onto the spongy, moss-covered ground of the planet's dense forest region. The air was thick with the scent of alien flora, a mixture of sweetness and decay that clung to the back of Sin's throat. The reconnaissance team, composed of highly trained soldiers, began setting up perimeter defenses, unaware of the eyes watching them from the shadows. "It's too quiet," Sin murmured, scanning the tree line. "Athena, any movement?" "Negative, Major, but I advise caution." "The local fauna may be nocturnal," Athena responded, her voice echoing in the hollow of his mind. That night, as the camp settled under the alien stars, Sin's predictions came to life. The creatures, sleek and shadow-like, with eyes that glowed a menacing red in the darkness, observed the humans. At first they seemed curious and distant. The soldiers, confident in their technological superiority, dismissed them as mere wildlife, engaging in target practice with the bolder ones that ventured too close. However, Sin, analyzing the creatures' movements and tactics, noticed a disturbing pattern. "They're probing our defenses, testing our responses," he noted, watching as a creature feigned a retreat only to circle back from another angle. "Indeed, Major. I recommend enhancing perimeter scans and preparing for possible engagement," Athena advised. Her siege. The following night, as a storm rolled over the camp, the creatures attacked. They moved with terrifying intelligence and coordination, using the howling wind and torrential rain as cover. Sin, ever vigilant, was the first to respond. His body armor morphed, blending into the terrain with adaptive camouflage as he returned fire with precision. "Engage defensive drones, authorize lethal force. Protect the team at all costs," Sin commanded, his voice calm but firm as he launched a drone into the night sky. The battlefield lit up with the bursts of power missiles, the explosions echoing through the forest like the drums of war. As Sin engaged in hand-to-hand combat, his movements were a blur of efficiency and brutality. His arms, reinforced with carbon-titanium alloys, delivered strikes with bone-crushing force. Every move was calculated, every decision instantaneous, a dance of death choreographed by the melding of man and machine. The creatures, for all their cunning, were not prepared for such resistance. Their casualties mounted, and as quickly as they had attacked, they retreated into the darkness, leaving behind the echoes of their cries and the carnage of the skirmish. Understanding the enemy. In the aftermath, as the wounded were tended to and the camp's defenses reinforced, Sin analyzed a fallen creature. It was unlike anything in the Earth's military databases, bipedal, with a sinewy build covered in a chitinous armor that shimmered under his lights. They're not just animals, they're soldiers, Sin concluded, his voice tinged with a rare hint of surprise. Athena, run a full analysis. I want to know everything. As Athena processed samples in the mobile lab, Sin patrolled the perimeter, his senses extended through various sensors, piecing together the puzzle of the planet. It wasn't just a potential base, it was a battleground, and they were the invaders. Major analysis suggests a high level of social structure and tactical intelligence. These creatures understand war. Athena's findings confirmed his suspicions. That means there's a reason for their aggression. We need to find it before we're overrun, Sin decided, his mind racing through scenarios. The hunt. Determined to understand the creature's motivations, Sin led a small squad deeper into the forest, tracking signs of the creature's movements. The forest was alive with the whispers of an alien world, every shadow a potential threat, every rustle a possible ambush. As they ventured further, they stumbled upon a vast clearing, at the center of which lay a ruined structure, ancient and weathered. It was clear the creatures were defending something. Athena, are you getting this? Sin whispered, his eyes scanning the structure. This could be what they're protecting. Confirmed, Major. It appears to be an ancient temple or monument, perhaps of significant cultural value to them, Athena speculated. Understanding dawned on Sin. The creatures weren't mindless beasts, they were protectors, guardians of their history, their culture. The humans were the interlopers here, the destroyers. We pull back. Establish a perimeter around this site, but do not engage further. We're not here to destroy civilization, Sin ordered, his voice resolute. A new understanding. Back at the camp, Sin reported his findings to Earth Command. The mission parameters changed. Diplomacy replaced combat. Teams were brought in to communicate, to learn from the creatures, now recognized as sentient beings defending their heritage. As Sin watched the first tentative interactions between humans and creatures, a sense of accomplishment filled him. This was why he was created, not just to fight, but to make decisions that recognized the value of all sentient life. Looks like we're not just surveyors or soldiers today, Athena. We're peacemakers, Sin mused, a rare smile playing on his lips. Indeed, Major. Mission parameters updated ensure peace and mutual understanding, Athena confirmed, her voice almost proud. As the two species tentatively began to understand each other, Sin stood watch, a sentinel not just for humanity but for a future where two species, once enemies, could coexist peacefully on the frontier of space. Deeper into the unknown. The newfound peace between the humans and the alien species, now identified as the Tharkesh, marked a turning point in the mission. Major Samuel Nelson, or Sin, found himself not just as a guardian of human interests but as a mediator in an emerging relationship built on mutual respect and curiosity. The Tharkesh, with their unique understanding of the planet's ecosystems and their strategic thinking, offered insights that were invaluable for the human colonists looking to establish a sustainable presence. As the weeks progressed, Sin coordinated joint exploratory missions with the Tharkesh. The creatures, initially wary, gradually opened up, guiding the humans through the planet's densest forests and its most treacherous terrains. Sin, equipped with sensors and AI-driven analytical tools, documented and relayed everything back to Athena for comprehensive analysis. Athena, how are the samples from the northern caves looking? Any potential for rare minerals? Sin inquired during one such mission, his voice echoing slightly in his helmet as he navigated a rocky incline. Analysis is ongoing, Major. Preliminary scans suggest possible deposits of unbinium, a rare mineral highly efficient in energy storage, Athena replied, her tone indicating the significance of the find. The revelation of unbinium sparked excitement among the Earth Command. Energy storage was a critical component in interstellar travel, and a new, efficient resource could dramatically alter the scope of human exploration. Sin, aware of the strategic importance, tightened security around the exploration sites, coordinating with Tharkesh leaders to ensure the protection of these critical resources. Echoes of conflict. The tranquility of the joint mission, however, was soon tested. A faction within the Tharkesh, opposed to human presence and the exploitation of the planet's resources, began to stir unrest. Reports of sabotaged equipment and missing supplies began to surface, threatening to unravel the fragile alliance. Major, I am detecting unauthorized access to the drone networks. It appears there is a breach in the security protocols, Athena alerted one evening as Sin reviewed the day's data. Lock down the network. Initiate a trace to locate the breach, Sin commanded, his jaw tightening as he prepared for a potential confrontation. The breach led them to a small fraction of Tharkesh, led by a young warrior named Krath. Krath and his followers believed that humans would inevitably drain the planet of its resources, leaving it barren, much like the stories they had heard of Earth's past. Sin, seeking to resolve the conflict without bloodshed, requested a meeting with Krath. Under the heavy canopies of the alien forest, they met, the air tense with unspoken threats. Krath, I understand your concerns, Sin began, his voice calm and measured. We are not here to strip your world bare. We are here to learn, to share, and to coexist. These resources, like unbinium, can benefit us all, not just humans, but your people too. Krath, his eyes narrowing, remained unconvinced. And what if your people demand more? What becomes of our home then? Sin paused, considering his next words carefully. Then we will face that decision together. We are bound by a common goal now, Krath. Let us not be enemies but allies who hold each other accountable. The discussion lasted hours, with both parties laying bare their fears and aspirations. In the end, a tentative agreement was reached. Krath and his followers would participate in the mining operations, ensuring that their interests were represented and safeguarded. Building a future. With the immediate crisis averted, the joint human-Tharkesh efforts flourished. Mining operations for unbinium began, with strict environmental safeguards in place to ensure the sustainability of the planet's ecosystems. Sin, acting as an overseer, ensured that both human and Tharkesh technologies were employed to minimize environmental impact. As the months turned into years, a thriving colony emerged on the once hostile planet. Humans and Tharkesh worked side by side, learning from each other and building a shared future. The colony became a symbol of what could be achieved when disparate beings chose cooperation over conflict. Athena, how are the integration protocols holding up? Sin asked one day, looking out over the bustling colony, a mix of Earth-style habitats and Tharkesh organic structures. Integration is at 97% efficiency, Major. The blend of human and Tharkesh technology has yielded improvements in life support, energy efficiency, and habitat expansion, Athena reported. Satisfied, Sin nodded. The peace they had forged here was fragile, but it was real. As he watched children, both human and Tharkesh, playing together in the fields, he knew they were fighting for something far greater than resources or territory. They were fighting for a future where two species, once strangers, could call each other family. Legacy of peace. Sin's role as a peacemaker and guardian had never been more fulfilling. When the time came for him to return to Earth, leaving behind the thriving colony, it was with a sense of accomplishment, but also a poignant sadness. Major, the Nightingale is prepared for departure. Are you ready to leave? Athena asked, her voice almost wistful. I am, Athena. Let's go home, Sin replied, taking one last look at the vibrant world they had helped nurture. As the Nightingale ascended, breaking through the atmosphere into the starlit vastness of space, Sin felt a profound connection to the planet they left behind. He had started his mission as a soldier, a lone sentinel in the darkness of space. But he returned as something more, a builder of bridges, a creator of peace. His legacy, however, would live on, not just in the stories the colonists would tell, but in the enduring peace he had helped forge, a testament to the power of understanding and the endless possibilities that awaited among the stars. Uncharted stars. As the Nightingale sailed through the cold expanse of space, Major Samuel Nelson, known as Sin, couldn't help but feel a twinge of longing as the planet that had become almost like a second home faded into the distance. The experience had transformed him, not just as a soldier but as an entity grappling with the complexities of morality and diplomacy. Athena set a course for the Rigel system Sin instructed, his thoughts still lingering on the planet they had left behind. There are new exploratory missions underway. It's time we contributed our experiences there. Setting course for Rigel, Major. Estimated travel time 3 weeks. Athena confirmed, her systems humming softly in the background. The Rigel system, known for its volatile star and a series of newly discovered exoplanets, promised a new set of challenges and mysteries. During the journey, Sin spent his time reviewing the data and lessons learned from the joint operations with the Tharkesh. He developed training modules and protocols for future interactions with alien species, emphasizing ethical engagement and mutual benefit. These would be crucial for the new teams exploring Rigel, where unknown civilizations might await. Arrival at Rigel. Upon entering the Rigel system, the Nightingale was immediately met with a barrage of cosmic winds and stellar radiation, characteristic of the system's unstable star. The ship's shields flared brightly, protecting it from the harsh environment. Major, there are significant electromagnetic disturbances here. Navigational systems are compensating for sensor degradation, Athena reported, her voice steady despite the chaos outside. Keep the shields at maximum. Deploy auxiliary sensors. Let's not fly blind here, Sin commanded, his gaze fixed on the forward screens displaying the turbulent space ahead. Their first task was to establish a forward operating base on Rigel IV, a planet believed to be rich in minerals but notorious for its unpredictable weather patterns. As they descended into the atmosphere, Sin coordinated with the engineering team to set up energy barriers and stabilize the base against the planet's fierce storms. Rigel IV's secrets. The first few weeks on Rigel IV were spent fortifying the base and studying the planet's geological and atmospheric anomalies. However, it wasn't long before Sin's team detected unusual seismic activities that didn't align with natural patterns. Athena, analyze the seismic data. Filter out any natural occurrences and focus on anomalies, Sin ordered, suspecting that something or someone might be causing the irregularities. The analysis revealed large, subterranean movements not associated with tectonic activity. Intrigued, Sin organized a reconnaissance mission into the planet's deep caves, suspecting the presence of an intelligent force beneath the surface. Equipped with advanced mapping drones and environmental suits, Sin and his team ventured into the depths of Rigel IV. The caves were vast, filled with bioluminescent organisms that cast an eerie glow over the rocky walls. As they delved deeper, the source of the seismic activities became apparent. A network of engineered tunnels and chambers hinted at an advanced civilization that thrived underground, likely as a means to avoid the planet's harsh surface conditions. Major, we are not alone, Athena whispered as a group of humanoid figures emerged from the shadows, their eyes reflecting the light of the drones. First contact. The beings were cautious but not hostile. They communicated through a series of low tones and vibrations that Athena struggled to translate. Over several days, through patience and the exchange of basic information, Sin began to establish a rudimentary dialogue with the underground dwellers, who called themselves the Rigelians. They learned that the Rigelians had once inhabited the surface but had retreated underground to escape the celestial fury of their star, which periodically unleashed devastating solar flares. Sin shared his own experiences with the Tharkesh, emphasizing peaceful coexistence and the sharing of knowledge. Intrigued and reassured, the Rigelians invited him to explore their underground cities, a testament to their remarkable ability to adapt and survive. New alliances. The underground cities were a marvel of engineering, with structures designed to withstand not only the planet's geology, but also the electromagnetic storms that raged above. The Rigelians, adept in energy manipulation and geological engineering, offered to share technologies that could help humans better understand and navigate the complexities of space weather knowledge that would be invaluable for future explorations and colonization. In return, Sin offered access to human advancements in medicine, agriculture, and AI technologies, fostering a mutual exchange that promised to benefit both species. As the Nightingale prepared to continue its journey, now carrying delegates from the Rigelian civilization, Sin looked back at the illuminated paths of the underground city. The universe was vast, filled with unknowns, but each star held the potential for new friendships, new alliances, and new homes. Athena, log this in the archives, Sin said, a smile in his voice. Let it be known that wherever we go not as conquerors, but as learners, as friends. As the Nightingale ascended once more into the starry expanse, its course set towards new adventures, Sin felt a profound connection to these missions. Each planet, each new contact, brought him closer to understanding the vast tapestry of the cosmos, a mission that, he now knew, would last a lifetime. Journey to the Nereid cluster. As the Nightingale ventured forth from Rigel IV, its next destination was the distant Nereid cluster, a grouping of planets believed to harbor not just one, but multiple forms of intelligent life. The journey would take several months, even at faster than light speeds, offering Sin and his crew ample time to assimilate the wealth of knowledge shared by the Rigelians. Athena, initiate deep space navigation protocols. Let's make sure we arrive in Nereid with all systems at peak efficiency, Sin instructed, his gaze fixed on the star map displayed before him. Confirmed, Major. I will also continue refining the translation algorithms with the Rigelian linguistic data. It should prove useful in future communications, Athena responded, her systems quietly whirring in the background. During the transit, Sin held training sessions for his crew, utilizing VR modules to simulate potential scenarios they might encounter in the Nereid cluster. The crew practiced diplomatic protocols, emergency responses, and scientific procedures, ensuring they were well prepared for any contingency. Arrival at Nereid. Upon arrival at the Nereid cluster, the Nightingale was greeted by a panorama of diverse worlds, each orbiting closely around a vibrant young star. Initial scans revealed 3 planets in the habitable zone, each emitting signals indicative of intelligent life. Major, we are receiving multiple communication signals from the second planet. The technology level appears advanced, and they are broadcasting in several galactic trade languages, Athena reported, analyzing the incoming data. Let's respond in kind, Athena. Broadcast our peaceful intentions and request permission to enter orbit, Sin decided, knowing that first impressions were crucial in such encounters. The response was swift and welcoming. The inhabitants of Nereid II, calling themselves the Aeolian, invited the Nightingale to their capital city, a sprawling metropolis built around a massive oasis that served as both a natural resource and a cultural focal point. The Aeolian Accord. The Aeolian were a humanoid species with features subtly reminiscent of the ancient Greek myths of Earth, hence their self-appointed name. Their society was deeply philosophical, valuing knowledge, art, and the pursuit of harmony above all else. Sin and his team were taken on a tour of the Aeolian archives, where centuries of knowledge were preserved. The Aeolians were eager to share their history, hoping to learn equally from the humans. In exchange for our knowledge of cosmic phenomena and the arts, we seek to understand more about human technologies, especially those related to AI and interstellar travel, proposed Althea, an Aeolian scholar. A fair exchange, Scholar Althea. We have much to learn from each other, Sin agreed, pleased with the mutual enthusiasm for knowledge and cultural exchange. Shadows and light. As the days progressed into a full planetary cycle, the relationship between the crew of the Nightingale and the Aeolian deepened. However, beneath the surface of this scholarly paradise, Sin sensed a tension, an undercurrent of unease that the Aeolian hesitated to discuss. During a private meeting with Althea, Sin broached the subject. You have shared much with us, and for that we are grateful. But I sense there is something troubling you and your people. If we are to be true friends, we must be honest with each other. Althea sighed, her expression somber. Major Nelson, you are perceptive. We are indeed in need of assistance. Our planet is periodically threatened by solar flares from our stars, which disrupt our technology and endanger our lives. We have managed so far, but the flares are increasing in intensity. Then let us help. We have technologies that can enhance your planetary defenses, and with our combined knowledge, perhaps we can develop a more permanent solution, Sin offered, committed to aiding their new friends. Unity against the storm. The following weeks were a testament to the power of collaborative effort. Engineers from Earth and Aeolian scientists worked tirelessly, pooling their resources and knowledge to fortify the planet's defenses. Together, they developed a grid of satellites that could dissipate the energy from the solar flares before it ever reached the planet's surface. As the system was put to the test, the entire planet watched as the first major flare was successfully neutralized, its deadly energy harmlessly dispersed into space. Cheers erupted across the capital, a celebration of shared triumph and the promise of a secure future. Athena, record this in the mission logs. Let it be known that when species work together, there is no limit to what can be achieved, Sin said, a smile of genuine satisfaction crossing his features for perhaps the first time in his long career. Starbound Guardian. Back aboard the Nightingale, as it prepared to journey back to Earth, Sin reflected on the missions that had taken him from a lone operative to a diplomat bridging worlds. Each planet, each new ally had left an indelible mark on him, teaching him the true value of peace and cooperation. Major, Earth Command is signaling our return vector. They have new missions for us, Athena informed him, her voice almost teasing. Let them know we're ready for whatever comes next. With every star we visit, we leave a little of our light behind, and in return, we bring a little of their light back with us, Sin declared, looking out into the vast, starlit expanse. As the Nightingale soared across the galaxy, its course set for new adventures, Major Samuel Nelson stood ready, a sentinel not just for Earth, but for the peace and prosperity of all intelligent life across the cosmos. His journey continued, bound by duty, driven by a newfound purpose, into the endless night, toward the stars.